Anyway, on to part two. We start part two on a sour note. I remember sitting on that bench, crying my eyes out in June 2020. And I'm still here today. Um, and yeah, the old park's still here. The whole park, I thought they would knock that down, but no, it's still withstanding. You know, things withstand a lot. In fact, they've added more stuff, to be fair. So they've improved it a little bit. It's a bit of an improvement on what it used to be, this park area, I have to say, in this area. In a minute, we'll enter Manuel Becerra roundabout, and I'm going to take you on a walk down Calle Alcala, which is the main street that goes all the way down right into the center of Madrid. And well, before I do that, it's a hot day. By Madrid standards, not that hot, 28 degrees, but it's a hot day, so I should take some water, have a look at the beautiful sky around me. As you can see, it's a lovely day today. Okay, so there's a lot of construction going on at the moment. You know, they're really trying to give the city a makeover post-COVID. Because I mean, there's a lot of old buildings. Everyone knows this about Madrid. But sometimes there's certain parts of the city that really do look like you're stepping back in time. Like on the left-hand side, for example. Now, I remember this area well. I used to walk to one of my former best friends down this area. Used to be a Burger King. Oh, there still is that Burger King. The Good Burger. And down there I used to head to my friend's house. But you can see a lot of the old buildings, they are renovating now. And this area too, I remember it well. It always used to be super busy. One of the main churches of the area, which gets super busy during the evening. I remember, well, they still have it actually, the stall, the chocolateria. They still have it. So if you're visiting, get some really lovely chocolates. And they still have the outlet that's probably been there. I mean, you can tell that shop's been there so long. But you start to see the architecture around here. As you can see, some really fancy buildings along this roundabout. Some really gorgeous, you know, artwork. The level that's been put into some of these buildings. And then, of course, on the ground floor, you have the shops. This never used to be here. It used to be something completely different. It was another type of restaurant. But yeah, this used to be another metro I would take to get around the city. But things have changed, you know. The latest trend is to have all these poke house and healthy eating restaurants and things that can be delivered with Uber Eats since the pandemic. But again, you see in front of the architecture, the beauty of these buildings. I don't know if you can see, just the patterns of the stonework and everything are so immaculate even, and it just looks great. We're now on Calle Alcala, which is why I have to shout. This is busy all the time, whether you come at 11 p.m. or 6 a.m. It's full of traffic, and it's one of the most, well, it's not one of the most, but I'd say in the top 10 most expensive streets in Madrid because it's one of the main ones. At the moment, as you can see, you have a few flags for Ukraine and then next to it, Spanish flags. And then, you know, we still have some really hideous, ugly architecture. Sorry to the people that live there, but, you know, when you compare some of the beautiful stonework and that's glistening in the sun to other things, you know, you see the big difference between this and between that with its lovely terrace. I'm quite jealous of their terrace right now. And yeah, here's another street that I used to come down. Well, it's the end of that other street, which you can hear the construction from. And yeah, beautiful buildings, really nicely done. And I don't know if I feel a sense of nostalgia right now, if I feel anything. I think, you know, sometimes when you come back to an area where you've lived, whether it's somewhere you lived during your childhood or a stage in your life, you get overwhelmed with emotions and memories. I'm not feeling that right now. I'm feeling very at peace. But as you can see, this is Calle Alcala. And the further down you go, the less, well, the shops all along, the less residential it gets, and the more in the way of shops you'll find. And it splits around the El Corte Inglés into two parts. Goya Street, which is where you'll find Serrano and the posh part basically of Madrid, and then this part which it carries itself down to the city centre and the park. But as you can see, they have some interesting designs. And I've been nosy. I've looked on Idealista before and seen the prices of some of these apartments. They go over for $1 million or so a lot of the time. And you see a lot of it is very much a mix and match. There's not really a cohesive theme with the buildings around here. Some of them look really nice with the stonework, some of them not so much. But I think the general plan, from what I've heard, is to get a bit more cohesiveness. And yeah, we're now back at the beginning, the bottom of my street, Calle Montesa. So we've done the full lap, the full circle of where I used to live. So I'm going to head to Deals, which is a shop I'm going to miss a lot, which I've not been in for a long time. But yeah, goodbye to my old street, goodbye to my old neighborhood, and goodbye to my old life, I guess. It was nice knowing you, Calle Montesa, Goya, and the memories that came with it. So, who knows, maybe not. I don't think I'll ever visit again, not even for a vacation. But it's good, you know, to put a closure and say goodbye to somewhere. Oh yeah, and in front, I'm not sure if you can quite see, like the flashing lights, it goes down to the main stadium for music concerts of Madrid, where all the famous artists perform. So I'm not sure who's performing today, but the fact there are flashing lights there, it suggests there's probably going to be a famous singer performing there tonight. So anyway, that's it from me, and farewell to Goya, Manuel, Becerra, and Calle Montesa. Goodbye.